award winner.
Yes, he is an award winner. We're going to get to that in a second. Harry just won the Andy Kaufman Award.
Yeah.
But everybody's happy that you.
Yeah, man, I've been getting a lot of. You know what? I've been getting a lot of people who've been coming up to me, and a lot of performers saying they're happy that I won, and that's kind of nice, and a lot of adulation and stuff. But not everyone's happy.
No.
Apparently, some people are not. Apparently, the Opie and Anthony show is not thrilled that I won the Andy Kaufman Award. It really does suck that I still listen to the show. I love the show, even though they hate my guts because they do the best show in radio.
Right.
Hands down. They're really that good.
And shout out to Opie and Anthony. I mean, there would be no Beige Phillip if it wasn't for Black Phillip in the first place.
Right, yeah. Here's what happened. Here's the deal with the... I used to intern at the Opie and Anthony show many years back, probably around the same time you and Patrice were doing Black Phillip, I think, years back. And I was doing pretty well there, actually. I was producing things and it got on the air, and most of the stuff I got a pretty good reception from them.
Yeah.
Because they usually shit on the interns or whatever.
Right.
Because most of them bring in crap. But
Right.
I was doing real well, but I stupidly... submitted my own bit, like I requested my own bit.
Oh, okay.
And I got caught doing that. It was just such a dumb thing. It's embarrassing, and it's like, I still get douche chills when they replay it on their show.
Oh, do they replay it?
I'm good for twice a year. They kick me in the dick,
Oh,
at
God.
least 2 times a year.
Okay.
But what happened was so I did that. It was like, so fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, it was hellacious. Like I could do no right. But on top of that, the staff there, I got a job producing for the show after them.
Okay.
The Ron and Fez show.
On Sirius.
On
right,
XM,
right.
yeah.
Okay, and so they just...
The staff was like that, was like pissed off because they thought I had...
They
thought I had taken a job from them, but they didn't know that I'd been writing for Ron and Fez for like 3 years and really worked my way in. They thought I was just handed. So they sort of like semi-sabotaged me. They would do shit like they would leave like dental floss on Anthony's desk or whatever and then say it was me. I don't know what. They would just say it was me.
I don't understand the dental floss thing, though.
It's disgusting. You just leave dental floss on somebody or toothpicks.
Bloody dental floss?
Or they would tell me to use...
bloody gums.
They would tell me to use his computer and shit, and he'd get furious, and then he thought I was doing it on purpose, so now he calls me a lying sack of cunt because he thinks I'm an asshole.
God.
Even though it's been 8 years and he doesn't remember. It's
He
like
doesn't
the Irish.
He
He just remembers the grudge. It's like the
Okay.
Irish thing, even though he's
right.
Italian. You just remember the grudge. You
don't know what it's about.
So they started sort of playing my thing, and Norton was making fun of my website, IHateComedy.com. I think he thought that I was being an ironic hipster.
You're a hipster.
And it's only because my name is hard to remember.
Nobody can spell your Armenian name. That's what it is.
And also, I legitimately do hate most comedy. Most of it is garbage. But Norton would make fun of my my website, which is ironic because his website was eatabullet.com.
Of course.
And it sucks that
and he doesn't even remember you. That's
and that sucks also because I've worked with Norton like several times on several different shows. And he's a nice. I mean,
and Norton's a sweetheart.
He's
like
a
you can
sweet
run
guy,
into Norton at the club, and he go, "Hey,
he's
how are you, buddy?"
one of the nicest comics there is out there, and also very funny too. So, in all fairness, he thought he didn't. They kind of have a habit of just sort of like demolishing things and then asking questions later or being corrected later. Until their listeners call and go, "No, that's not what it is," and then they go, "Oh yeah, we were way off. Never mind.
Too late."
Even though they sick all their listeners on you already.
God.
But
well, I know that. In their defense,
it's
that's
common.
all we do is smash each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Make each other feel horrible about everything that we possibly could feel.
And
good
I
about.
absolutely I understand why they beat the shit out of me on I would do the same thing.
All they give a fuck about is great radio.
Absolutely.
And that's why the show is so successful, and there's such a bunch of great guys in terms of what they put out there is because all they give a fuck about is great radio.
And they don't care who gets hurt in the fucking
if you end up in tears because of it, you just do.
That's just casualties. It's just casualties of war.
But in the name of great radio.
But the guys underneath them, there's like Sam Roberts who works on the show.
Okay.
Who I've run into actually a couple times. I've stopped saying hello to him because I'll run into him at like wrestling shows, and he's nothing but nice to me off the air. In fact, actually, he's so timid, it's like a fucking geisha girl. Because I think he's afraid I'm going to beat the shit out of him because he's a tiny guy. And so he's nothing but, "Hey, man, what's going on? How you doing? Everything good? Everything? How you been? No, it's good to see you. No, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm just doing my thing, man. Oh, no, that's great. Your career's going great. I'm so glad." And then he'll get on the air Monday morning And it's like, hey, you never guess what asshole I ran into over the weekend. Right? So he's a little two-faced dick, but he's super talented. He's funny as well. But I get it. I get his whole character
it's also
thing.
the whole,
but he's definitely a two-faced little weasel.
Okay.
There was also another guy on the show who's Eric Nagel or whatever, E-Rock they call him.
Yeah, I know E-Rock. Yeah, he used to always come up whenever we
Oh,
did
okay.
Black
Oh,
Phillip.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
He probably produced all the
He's a
Black
good
Phillip.
dude, yeah.
He is a good dude. He's a sweetheart. He was nothing but nice to me. He was the nicest guy in the world to me, and I had a tough time there. Nothing but nice to me. But when I left the show, after I left, he's done nothing but shit on me.
It's like a pile on.
Oh, but I get it though, because he's the one who he's the bitch of the show. Like he gets shit on.
E-Rock gets
so much shit.
They
and
rip E-Rock
and
constantly.
I get it, because if I was in his position and everyone was calling me Slobbo and the listeners were sending in song parodies about what a fat fuck I was,
Right.
I would absolutely be eager to push somebody else under the bus just to get the spotlight.
Relentless with E-Rock. Holy shit.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of him.
Gosh.
And then the other person who kept pushing it, because they tried to get off of it. They didn't even give a fuck about it.
Right.
But
and they kept going back
no,
on
because the younger guys, they have something. Travis was the guy who was, I guess, technically like my boss when I worked there, and he's like a little nut. He's got a Napoleon complex. He's fucking like
a little short dude.
3'9". He's another tough guy.
I know Travis, too.
Do you?
I met Travis. Yeah, because they used to all come up with
but
Patrice and us.
yeah, but I bet you they were very fucking respectful to you, the gigantic black man.
I think
and
I get that a lot. People
people are a lot nicer. He was not
usually nice to me.
Travis never liked me for some reason. I don't know what I did. I think he was like an intern and then got in charge of the interns right before I came in.
Okay.
So now was his time to be daddy
haze.
big boss.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's definitely got like a fucking Napoleon complex or whatever, because he's a corporate tough guy or whatever, where he's really loud.
Will he rate you up?
Or he's just really loud in a situation where he's not going to be punched in the face.
Your first warning.
Yeah. Because he's the type of guy who runs his mouth, but he's never been thrown down a flight of stairs by anyone.
That's never
so
good.
He's waiting for he's waiting for someone to beat the shit out of him at some point. It's gonna happen one day.
That's never good.
No.
When you get a guy who hasn't been punched in the mouth at least once.
There's also Chip and Chip Chipperson who works there. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Chip is good. Craig Schinkel, he stinks, and Sal's a cunt. So that's the whole. So whatever, it doesn't matter. This is not going to change anything. They're still going to hate my guts, but I just. Yeah. So if any listeners want to know why we're never going to be on, why we're not on
probably
XM
because of Harry.
or
Whatever.
Sirius, it's probably because one
do?
time
Yeah.
8 years ago I requested my own bit, and then now I'm a lying sack of cunt. So.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
I'm a cement cunt.
But now you're an Andy Kaufman award-winning.
Yes.
Andy
There you go.
Right.
Kaufman award-winning.
Sack of cunt.